Gold isn't just for jewelry and bars. The precious metal is also an important material in the tech sector. While the increase in demand for gold this year has been mainly attributed to central banks, the rise of AI and high-end chips have propelled the tech sector's use of the metal. We spoke to Andrew Naylor from the World Gold Council to understand more.
Overall demand is up by about 5%, and that's been driven by a couple of factors. One has been central banks. So central banks have been net buyers since 2010. We've seen robust and continued influence and interest from central banks. The other factor that's impacted gold demand recently has been OTC demand. So that's demand for large bars, particularly from institutions. About 7-8% on average every year of demand for gold comes from the tech sector. And within that, some very specific areas. So medical devices, for example, it's used in dentistry, it's used in high-end electronics, but there are some emerging technologies out there which are very, very exciting for gold. So there's lots of new environmentally friendly technologies or technologies that are supporting the energy transition. Gold is being used as an input in some of those, particularly in nanoparticulate form. We're also seeing at the moment the AI revolution. That's leading to huge global demand for semiconductors and chips, and gold is used as an input in semiconductors and chips. So a lot of the growth in tech demand. So in our latest report, technology demand has gone up 11% year on year. A lot of that growth can be attributed to the chip sector, particularly the chip sector that's servicing artificial intelligence applications. And we're expecting that area of demand for gold to grow.
However, the UAE and the region has seen a decline in gold demand for the sixth consecutive year, mainly owing to the higher prices.
This region, it's a combination. You have a lot of high net worth interest in gold. So if you look at Saudi Arabia, for example, they've been a bit of an outlier when it comes to bar and coin demand, for example, and that's driven by high net worth individuals. But as a whole, this region does tend to be more of a retail market when it comes to gold. And historically, it's been a very, very strong jewellery market, not just for residents here in the region, but also the tourist trade, particularly the UAE. Has been a big centre of tourist buying when it comes to jewellery. Because of the historically high price of gold, and this is not uncommon across the world, but when you have those high prices, you do see jewellery demand tends to be more sensitive to those higher prices. Investment demand, so that's demand for bars and coins, the motivations tend to be a little bit different. So investment in bars and coins tends to be driven more by concerns about inflation, the need to diversify or mitigate risk. So slightly different drivers. And over the last couple of years, we have seen a trend that's favouring institutional and individual investor interest in gold. And that's been facilitated by lots of new different products. So for example, gold investment accounts, digital gold products. These are providing new ways for consumers and individuals to access the gold market.
Now, the supply of gold driven by mining grows by just 1.5% on average every year. While Saudi's latest discoveries of gold have led to substantial investments in exploration activities in the kingdom, the region isn't among the largest producers of gold. There is, however, a different role that the Middle East plays in the gold market.
The role of the region when it comes to the gold market is more on the processing side. So the UAE, for example, major centre of gold refining. You also see lots of jewellery fabrication here in the UAE, but also in some of the other GCC countries, in Turkey as well, for example. So it plays a slightly different role in the global gold market.